Man, this is way more than 2 tips. Why am I not a better manifester? Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about 2 tips for manifesting. So let's get started. I just had my hair cut and it's really short. And also I will never be able to dry it this straight and this neat again, so I'm going to film as many videos as I can today. But having said that, the light is fading. It's really dark outside. It's like 6 p.m. It's basically pitch black now because it's nearly winter, so I can only apologize that the light is rubbish. I have 4 lights on around me and this is as good as it gets. So we'll just go with it. We'll go with the flow. So today we're talking about tips for manifesting. I will completely be transparent with you and say I am not a pro at manifesting, but I do want to share 2 tips that have helped me and therefore may help you. I find that it's quite sporadic for me if I am manifesting. Sometimes things will come really quickly for me and then other times they will literally never come. And I very much surrender to the fact that if it's meant for me, it will come to me, and if it isn't meant for me, then I make peace with that and I will find something else, or I would just be grateful for what I have. There are so many amazing manifestors and coaches and authors and public speakers and YouTubers who talk about manifesting. So this is just going to be an introduction. So many of you will have heard of the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. That's a great place to start. There are loads of manifesting books now. I can remember when I first started my spiritual journey, that was kind of the only manifesting book I really found, but you can just find so many these days. So I would just recommend finding somebody who resonates for you, trying the 2 tips that I share today and seeing what happens. So firstly, I just would like to share an example of 2 occasions when I've tried to manifest. The first one, which was successful, and it wasn't even a long-term intention or anything. And the second one was, and it didn't happen. So even though you can call in what's meant for you, I really believe if it's not meant for you, it's not going to happen. So the first occasion, which is when I did manifest, is when I think I was about 23 maybe? Yeah, about 23. And I went to a charity fundraiser for Cancer Research UK. And there were raffle tickets and I had bought some with my mum. There was this beautiful table in the center of the marquee and it had loads of gorgeous food people had made and brought. And we went and we were enjoying that and having that. And I remember when I went over to the table, there was a very good looking guy there, very good looking. And I remember thinking, okay, he's cute. And I went literally straight over and stood next to him, which I wouldn't normally do. I think I was just feeling, quite confident, not in myself, but just confident at the time. I went and I stood next to him and I was about to strike up conversation and he went slightly further down the table to get some more food. So I kind of, shuffled along next to him, and then they called for the raffle and I thought, oh, okay. And everybody kind of gathered around and I went round and I walked around the side and I stood near the edge of the marquee and the lady was calling out the numbers and she was asking members of the audience, shall we say, to pick one of the raffle tickets. And I remember saying to the universe, okay, universe, this guy is really cute. I would definitely like to get to know him, but if I'm not meant to get to know him, then can I instead please win a raffle prize? And there was in particular this really beautiful dragonfly necklace one of the local jewelers had made. It was gorgeous and I'd seen it on the raffle table. There were some good raffle prizes and I remember thinking that's lovely. And so I said to the universe, either I have the necklace please or I have the guy. And I was just thinking it and a lady came over and said, oh my gosh, I forgot to give my raffle tickets to the main person pulling the raffle tickets out of her basket. And so she said, oh, okay, I'll add them in now. And she came straight over to me with this new basket of raffle tickets and said to me, do you want to choose a winner? So I put my hand in and I shuffled right to the bottom, pulled out a number, and the lady took it from me and she said in the microphone, and the number is whatever it was, like 635. And I remember thinking, oh my God, that's my number. I've just pulled my own number out. That's so weird. And so the lady said, oh, it's 635. And I said, that's me. Yep, I won that. And I remember thinking, okay, that's a very clear message. And it's kind of manifesting, but also receiving what you're meant to, as opposed to what you're not meant to. And I remember I went straight over to the raffle table, said my number, and the necklace happened to be left, which is so weird. She'd already had, I think, about 6 raffle prizes go. There was a couple of bottles of wine, a couple of boxes of locally made chocolate, and I think there was a clock. there was a necklace, and I think there was one other thing, I can't remember what it was. And I happened to go, and there was basically the necklace and 2 other small things left. And I remember thinking, okay, this is 100% a sign this guy is not right for me. I love it when your guides are like, no, Marilise, that's not right. And then the other time, the flip side, is when I was really trying to manifest romance. And I recognize that there is free will involved, and also it's very much about your own self-love journey. And the more that you are practicing self-love and you are embodying the person you wish to connect with and call in, the more you're going to call them in. But I can remember I wrote out a list of just over 100 things I would be looking for in a partner. And I did it on a new moon. I can't remember what new moon, because it was honestly about 5 or 6 years ago. So about 2014 or 15. And I wrote down these 100 things I wanted to literally describe this person in their personality, their looks, everything, down to the finest detail. I'm still single. No, it's okay. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I am single, but yeah, I did not manifest the person I hoped for or thought I would. So sometimes it's just the universe will intervene if God's plan or the universe's plan is greater than yours, and it's something that you've already kind of soul contract agreed to. I do not believe you can bring it in. But if it's something that you are actually aligned with, such as the abundance of the universe, then 100% you can. And of course, there's signs, there's synchronicities, there's all kinds of things. So the 2 tips I wanted to share today. The first tip is gratitude. Now, you will know that gratitude is useful for pretty much everything, for feeling good, for self-love, for being in a relationship with yourself or with someone else, and for manifesting 100%. If you're already grateful for what you have, sorry, the dog just jumped up then. If you're already grateful for what you have, then what you're saying to the universe is, hey, I love this. Bring me more of this, and it will bring you more of it in. Whereas if you're in a space where you're not feeling very grateful or happy with your lot, then you're just saying to the universe, this is going on, I'm not too happy about this, and they'll just keep bringing it in. And I can remember something really useful from The Secret by Rhonda Byrne is that she says, the universe doesn't hear not or don't or can't. It doesn't hear the not aspect of that word. It just hears can, do, and the word. So if you were to say, I don't want blah, 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 then the universe is just going to hear I want blah, 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 or I do want blah, blah, blah. So it's super important to recognize what you are saying as to what you're bringing in. So that's why gratitude is really important. But if you're already grateful for what you have, then you're just going to keep attracting that to you. So what you already have is going to help you recreate and co-create and manifest and call in more of the same. That's why feeling grateful for what you already have is important. But also you can do that to bring things in. So you can say to the universe, for example, on a new moon, I am really grateful for all of these new clients I have. I am really grateful for this new job opportunity I have. I am really grateful I could afford the down payment on the house I now have. Those kinds of things. So almost speaking in present tense about things you want to receive in the future in the space of gratitude is also great for drawing it in. So gratitude basically is just amazing. Use it whenever you can because it will just bring so much abundance and joy into your life. Then tip number 2 definitely follows on from that, and this is all about the language that you use is really, really important. So firstly, I've already given the example of when you say, I can't find this or I can't seem to have this happen. The universe just hears, I can seem to have this happen. The not word doesn't exist. So it's not even worth trying to say negative sentences, just speak in the positives, unless of course you are releasing something and healing something, in which case you may need to say, I can't believe this happened, and then you can release that and change your language. I also know that if you're saying something such as, I really look forward to this happening, then you're pushing that into the future, you're not bringing it in, which is why present tense speaking is really important. So if I ever find myself saying something like, oh, I'm really looking forward to seeing my friends, I will stop myself and think, wait, nope, and I'll delete that, and instead I will say, I am really excited I'm spending time with my friends. And I will change the language. So I hardly ever say I'm looking forward to, because I just catch myself saying it and then I think, wait, no, that's not helping to manifest it. Another thing is just look at the actual language that you're using. So if you're saying, I am abundant, all that you're saying to the universe is that you're abundant in everything. So that could be abundant in weight gain. That could be abundant in heartbreak. That could be abundant in difficulties or challenges. Really be specific. So saying, I am abundant financially into my main bank account. That's how specific you need to get when you are trying to manifest something, because if you're very vague, then it's just very broad. Firstly, you're less likely to actually receive the specific thing you want if you're speaking in a vague way. And secondly, it can be interpreted differently. So, if we think about a full moon, for example, we kind of say, oh, it's really good to release what's no longer serving you. What does that actually mean? If you're saying to the universe, I would like to release what no longer serves me, what you and the universe have as an understanding of what isn't serving you could be totally different. So it could be that in your head, a toxic friendship. What did you hear? Good boy. So it could be that in your head, a toxic friendship, you need to let that go. And maybe you're thinking, I'm ready to release this toxic friendship. But if you just say, I'm ready to release what is no longer serving me, then the universe might interpret it as, well, this toxic friendship is serving you because you are learning how to assert yourself, how to stand up for yourself, how to value and respect yourself. We'll keep that in there and we'll get rid of the boyfriend or the girlfriend because nothing's really happening. You're not really growing there. So we'll just let that go. So you need to remember that the universe is always looking to help you to grow, to attract more of what you want and you already have, and to help you grow and expand as a human and as a soul. So therefore, having very specific language is really powerful and important. So if you would like to actually release something that isn't serving you, then I invite you to say something along the lines of, I am willing or ready to release this toxic friendship, this job, whatever, this health issue, because it is not serving me in X, Y, and Z reasons. Be the most specific that you possibly can, because the more kind of vague you are, the more scope for interpretation there is. And the universe is just going to be like, well, I think this makes sense. Have you ever miscommunicated with somebody and you think, I said that very clearly. How have you misinterpreted that? That's exactly what could happen with the universe. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying there is a potential. So I just invite you to be really, really specific when you are trying to manifest something. Think about the language you're sharing verbally. Think about what you're writing down in your intentions or in your full moon release and forgiveness sessions. And also think about your thoughts as well, because your thoughts are just as powerful as the verbal or the written things that you share, or even the things you type, because even these days we don't tend to write by hand as much. We tend to actually be texting or typing on social media. So think about how you're saying things, how you're thinking about things, and it's always going to start in that mental level. So if you're thinking, I don't want to meet any more toxic people, the universe is hearing, I want to meet more toxic people. And that even if you then said, I've met some really lovely people recently, if your mental belief is different to your verbal expression and to your emotional feeling and to what you're writing or typing out, then there is a misalignment that's also going to cause problems as well. So start in your mental space. How do you really think about something? How do you really feel about something? Then how are you expressing it? Then how are you writing it, verbally saying it? What's your expression of what you really truly believe? And I know that there's, the whole fake it till you make it thing. That can be really useful, but if you have a really strong limiting belief or a really different belief to what you're actually saying, those two things, it's like cross wires. It won't match, it won't work. When something doesn't match, it's like it bounces away, it falls away. Whereas when two things are the same, they attract like two strong magnets, they come together, they're more likely to draw more of the same things in. So it's really, really important to look at that. So firstly, be grateful. Secondly, look at the specifics of the language that you're using, and also look at your beliefs and your emotional and physical expression around what you're saying to become in alignment with what it is. So if you really want to manifest a good friendship, do you believe that it's possible for you to have friends who aren't toxic or who don't betray you or hurt you or leave you or whatever the reason may be? Do you really believe that's possible? Because if you believe that's possible, and then if you get into the emotion of it, if you feel that's possible, that's going to help you manifest. And again, that will link on from gratitude. Which friends do you have that are wonderful, who really support you and care about you? Even if it's one person that you've met in your entire life who supports you, loves you, and treats you well. Focus on that one person. Keep saying, I'm so grateful for this person. I'm so grateful for X, Y, and Z that they have done or they've allowed me to do by being myself. And I just am so happy I'm meeting more and more people like this person. It's fantastic. And then remember as well that your timeline will not be the same as the universe's. So if you're thinking, oh, I'd like to manifest something in a month or 6 months, that can definitely happen. But at the same time, if it's meant to come to you sooner or slightly further, maybe there's some lessons you need to go through, or maybe there is something that you actually need to release to make space to receive. Because if you're full up to 100%, then you cannot receive something, right? So you need to release something in order to receive something. Man, this is way more than 2 tips. Why am I not a better manifester? Oh, you can definitely hear my dog barking. So, okay, I feel like this has turned into more than 2 tips. I'm not going to apologize because hopefully this is all really useful to you. It's definitely going to be useful to me. I'm going to watch this back, and on days when I feel like I'm struggling with manifesting, I'm going to be saying, go watch that video. Go and watch that video. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I wish you many blessings and abundance for your financial or physical or health or whatever it may be that you're trying to manifest. And let me know what it is that you're manifesting in the comments below, or if you had success in manifesting it. I love hearing your stories and your comments and receiving all your messages. It's so wonderful to me, and it really fills up my heart. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in next week's video. Yeah.